Hello garden friends, and welcome to my channel, DK's Garden Oasis. I am Debbie. I'm a master gardener and butterfly raising hobbyist. I live in zone 5B, southwest suburbs of Chicago. In today's video, this is going to be part 1 of 3 of my seed hauls of 2023. The first one will be my vegetables and herbs. The second one will be my flowers. And the third one will be my pollinator and perennials. I have to say I do have a seed addiction. When I was looking at all my seeds, I didn't realize everything that I bought, and some things are double. So yeah, I need to keep better track of that. In 2023, I want to have a better system of tracking my seeds, so hopefully over the slower period, I will be able to do that. And it's giveaway time, so make sure you stay till the end where I share the details of that giveaway. And also, I will share an interesting fact about the Cinderella pumpkin. So, like I said in my previous video, I am going to be doing a little less peppers and tomatoes. When I was going through my seeds, I did find quite a few tomatoes, but I'm going to cut back at how many I plant this year. I'll still probably do the same varieties and do a little bit different planting. So make sure you check out that video of my previous video of my plans for next year. Last year I grew my herbs in the green stock, and I also have a video of that as well, and I'll link that video above. The chamomile, the lavender did really well, and so did the basil. The rosemary and thyme did not, and I don't know if that was because maybe it needed different watering requirements. So I'm going to be doing things a little differently this year with my herbs, and in my green stock I'm going to be growing strawberries. This year I ordered mainly from Seed Savers, Botanical Interests, Baker's Creek, and Johnny's. And I have to show you the beautiful, and I mean beautiful, catalogs that you get from Baker Creek. This is just their general catalog, and inside it's absolutely beautiful, whoever does this catalog, and it has descriptions and beautiful pictures. This one is called their whole seed catalog, so it must be everything that they carry. It says world's largest seed catalog, and again, this one I had to pay for, and I forget how much I had to pay for it. But look at those pictures, gorgeous. This would look good on a coffee table as far as I'm concerned. So back to my green stock, I am going to be putting strawberries, and I'm going to be going further into my flowers, but next year's theme is going to be red, green, and white. So I'm going to be doing strawberries in my green stock, and I'm going to be putting some seeds and maybe some plugs. I am going to be getting plugs from C&J Farms next year. So I'm going to be putting those in various places. So a little bit of plugs I'll put in there, and some seeds. So this is what I'm going to grow from Baker Creek: Strawberry Alexander, Strawberry White Soul. So those will go in my green stock next year. And I'll also be growing my determinate tomatoes in grow bags because they do quite well in that. I do have a couple of other small raised beds that I'll be putting my determinate, and my indeterminate I'm going to be putting in my raised beds that I have in a nearby community. I did, last year I had a little trouble with some of my tomatoes. I think they needed different watering, and when I had them in the community garden, they grew very well. My Romas were the ones that I had difficulty. All the other ones grew fine. I'm going to be trying to grow the determinate in grow bags and not the indeterminate. So I'm going to go over the tomatoes that I'm going to be growing next year. I do have to show you my organization for my seeds that I bought at Michael's. This was a photo container that you would put your photos in, and of course we don't do photos or develop photos too much anymore. So what I do, it's very organized in these. So you take these little you have these little plastic containers, and I separate them into like tomatoes, peppers, and the flowers I do later on. I do by the weeks that before I should either put them in the garden or start them from seed. So this is how I have my seeds organized. And I'll look in Michael's website and see if they still carry this. This was from last year. So for my tomatoes next year, as I said, determinate I'm going to be growing in grow bags, and my indeterminate in raised beds. So this is a determinate. I grew this last year, and I grew it in a pot, and it grew fine. Mexican midget tomato. Mexican midget tomato is seed savers. Good hearted. This one is an excellent tomato. You can grow this in containers. You can grow it in grow bags. I had it in 3 different places, and it grew great in every location. This, by the way, is by Proven Winners, and I grow these every year. So that is called Good Hearted, Determinate. And the rest of these are indeterminate, and I'll try to separate these. So the other 2 that I have from Seed Saver is Wisconsin Chief Tomato. And this just looks like a small slicer, so I'm going to be trying that. This is something new I'm going to try, the Lowen Family Heirloom Ground Tomato. From Baker Creek, I'm going to do a Tomatillo Verde Tomatillo. From Proven Winners, I'm going to do the Garden Gem. This is a little bigger than a cherry tomato, and I grew that in a small, almost like a raised bed, but it was a little bit smaller. And then finally from Johnny's, I'm going to be doing hybrid cherry tomatoes. Super sweet. Grape. And this is hybrid Pace, Plum, and Roma. So those are my tomatoes this year that I'll be growing. I'm also going to be growing, this is my 3rd year asparagus from Seed Savers. I planted 2 years ago asparagus, so next year I may actually get some vegetables, some stalks from it. So this will be my 3rd year, and they say after the 3rd year is when you can start cutting it. Next up are my peppers. My peppers, last year I grew it in my raised bed, and this year I'm going to be growing in grow bags, and also I'm going to be doing them in my mini raised beds. I bought those, I believe, at Meijer, and they're just a square, and I'm not sure of the dimensions. I'm going to try to find out the link for that and post it. But it's a mini raised bed off the ground, and I'm going to try the peppers in there this year along with grow bags. So a little less peppers as well. I will be growing all of these varieties, but not as many. So I'm going to be doing the lunchbox peppers. This one was a very popular one in my farmer's market and my plant start, so I'm going to grow these again. Also, I'm going to be growing Sweet Sunrise from Johnny's. From Botanical Interest, I'm going to do more sweet peppers. I like more of the sweet pepper flavor. And this one's called Golden California Wonder. Here's another one, and this one's called Orange Sun. From Seed Savers, I'm going to be doing shishitos, a natto pino pepper, and this is a no-heat pepper jalapeno, and then your regular jalapeno. So those are my peppers. I have squash as well, and depending on what happens next year and if I get more land to grow these, I'm going to be growing these in those areas, and I'm also going to be growing just a few in my raised beds in my community garden. So I'm going to be doing some butter babies from Johnny's. This one's from Baker Creek. Zapalito de Tronco squash. And a honey nut squash. So those are my squash for next year. For my cucumbers, I'm going to be growing them. I'm going to do a couple in grow bags, and the rest I'm going to be doing in my raised bed. So the first thing that I do in the spring is I plant my lettuce and my peas and beans. And then as summer progresses, I change it over to cucumbers and the tomatoes and zucchini. So the first one for cucumbers is from Seed Savers, Early Fortune. This is the one that I'll try to grow in a grow bag, Space Master. And then I wanted to try to pickle next year, so I got from Johnny's. These are Mexican sour gherkins. Haven't had these in a long time, so I wanted to try those. And this is a pickling cucumber, and this is Homemade Pickles by Botanical Interest. So I'll be growing these next year. And the next thing I'm going to be growing is some onions, and these I will be growing in grow bags and probably the mini raised beds as well. And so I have from Botanical Interest chives, from Johnny's bunching onions. So these are like your scallions. I'm going to grow shallots and just some yellow onions. Those are my onions. And like I just said, I am going to be doing in the spring is when I start going there in usually in April. I believe that's when I went out there last April. Actually, these are from Territorial Seeds. I'm going to be planting little snow pea white. This I'm going to try in a container. This is from Baker Creek Tom Thumb peas. I'm going to try those in a container. It shows that you can grow them, so I'm going to give it a try. Last year I grew a couple of varieties of beans, and I decided I like these the best. Botanical Interest Bean Blue Lake from Botanical Interest. Those will go in the spring in my raised bed community garden. And then I have my lettuce that will go with those peas and beans. I'm going to be doing some in containers and some in the raised bed. So this will go in a container. This is going to be Little Hero container spinach. This is Butterhead. This is like my favorite lettuce. Pot and Patio blend. This will go in a container. And these will go in my raised bed. So from Johnny's, I have Butter Crunch, iceberg lettuce, spinach, arugula. This is from Seed Savers lettuce mix. And these are interesting. I wanted to try these variety as well. Spinach strawberry. So I'd like to try that. That looks interesting to put with salads, so I'm going to try that. This is from Baker's Creek. Baker's Creek has very unique seeds, and I've had really good luck and germination with them. So that is one. This is Rocky Top lettuce, Baker's Creek. Gustav salad, Tom Thumb lettuce. So these look like little baby iceberg lettuce. And Little Gem. These look like little romaines to me. And that's what it says actually. It says very small apple green romaine type heads. So I'm going to grow those as well. So that is my lettuce. And the last thing, again, if I acquire some land, I am going to be growing some pumpkins. So these are the pumpkins that I'd like to grow. This is from Johnny's. This is called Jill Be Little. Casperita, this is a white mini pumpkin. Botanical Interest pumpkin on a stick. I may try to put a couple in a grow bag and see if I can grow these at home. These definitely need the space. These are Winter Luxury. This is a beautiful pumpkin. It's got looks like it's white frosted. Beautiful pumpkin. And Cinnamon Girl from Johnny's. Those are, if I acquire some land, I'm gonna put those in the ground. So that's it for my vegetables. And now I'm going to be going over the herbs that I'm going to be planting. The container type herbs I will be putting in grow bags, and I'm hoping to sell those at my farmer's market or my plant starts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be growing in containers, and I'm going to be doing basil, dill, chives, and parsley. Another container I'm going to be growing thyme, oregano, sage, and rosemary. The rosemary, I don't have good luck. Like I said, I tried it in my green stalk with seeds, so I'm gonna buy those as a start. And then I will also be just having plant starts as well of herbs. So here are some of my herbs that I will be growing separately from Proven Winners Pesto Basil. I did purchase quite a few also seeds from Gardener's Workshop as well. This is a combination basil, lemon, and cinnamon mix. This is also from Johnny's cinnamon mix just by itself. Johnny's Mrs. Burns lemon. This one did really well in my green stalk last year. And I guess basil is prone to powdery mildew, so this is resistant to powdery mildew basil. So I'm going to be growing that. And then again from Baker Creek, I bought different varieties of basil. Genovese. This is lemon, like I had before, but it's by Baker's Creek. And purple ball. So those are all my basils. I'll be growing separately some thyme, orangello thyme, Baker's Creek, and oregano. These are also some other herbs that I'll be growing as well. And I will be growing these also in a container. I will be doing some marjoram, lavender, chamomile, and some mint. I still have to get my mint yet, but these are going to be my other herbs that I'm going to be growing as plant starts. This is Johnny's marjoram. And from Baker Creek, I got lavender. This is Elegance Purple. Chamomile, Slotty Land. Chamomile Golden. And these are all some that you can make into an herbal tea. And later on, I'll talk about that. I'm going to be trying to do more of that. Lemon balm, but this one is limoncello, and this one is mandarina lemon balm. So it must have an orange taste to it. Those are some more herbs that I'll be growing next year. I forgot to mention that I'm going to be doing some containers. I'll be putting some tomatoes, cilantro, and peppers in those. But separately, I will also be growing in containers cilantro. And these are more my ornamentals that I'm going to be growing. Last year I grew one, I believe it was from Seed Savers, and that one really was really nice. It was orange, red, and purple peppers, ornamental peppers, and I believe they were called Kinsey peppers. Next year I'm going to be growing from Botanical Interest Black Pearl. And these are really cool. These I'm going to be growing decorative gourd spinning. So they're little baby gourds that have the seeds in them and you can decorate with them. So I'm going to be growing those as well. That is it for the vegetables and herbs. So that was part 1 of my seed hauls for my vegetables and herbs. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see future videos of my seed hauls. Part 2 will be my flowers, annuals, and perennials, and then the third one will be my pollinator garden. So make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell for those future videos. What new seeds will you be trying next year in 2023? Drop it in the comments below this video. In next week's video, I'm going to share my mommy-daughter weekend. We are going this weekend downtown, spending the weekend going to Chris Kindle Market and One of a Kind show, and I will share that video. And then I'll demonstrate my porch pot and how I decorate that and some Christmas decorating. And it's giveaway time with my seed hauls. And in this video, I talked about vegetables and herbs, so I will be giving away 2. One is a gift box of vegetables. And in that box, you will receive some beans, carrots, cucumbers, kale, romaine, onions, peppers, spinach, squash, and tomatoes. That is one gift box. And then in the other one, I'm going to be giving away this bag. This is Baby Greens Sampler by Botanical Interest. Both of these, by the way, are from Botanical Interest. So in that bag, you will be getting baby greens, snappy fresh mesclun, baby greens pea shoots, baby greens spinach, baby greens market day mesclun, and baby greens apple blossom Swiss chard. So that will be the second giveaway. The giveaway runs from December 5th at 6 p.m. to December 14th at 6 p.m. The winner will be announced on the 15th by 6 p.m. All you need to do is comment below this video for your chance to win. Good luck. Don't forget, on my community page, I have 2 polls. One is what videos you would like to see in 2023 from my channel, and the other poll is I'm going to be doing a blog, and I wanted to know what types of things you would like to read. So make sure you check out that on my community page on my homepage. Now I'd like to share that interesting fact about the Cinderella pumpkin. Thanks for watching and happy gardening. Bye-bye.